Oh, hey guys. My chair just squeaked. Sorry. There it goes again. I need some oil apparently. But today we are building a loft. My chair is gonna squeak all the way through this apparently. So here we go. But it's modern loft. I tried to build it with the Desert Lux kit and base game, but then that didn't work out. So then it turned into like I don't know. Um, it turned into like whatever I wanted to use. But it's built in Oasis Springs. It's definitely a loft. The kitchen, living room, bathroom is all on one floor, and then the loft is upstairs, like on the bedroom, and it overlooks the living room. You can see I'm trying to finagle it, so that's how it works here. But yeah, so this build only took me like an hour-ish, which I was very impressed by because usually builds take me a lot longer. I started building something last night because I just got back from Disney World and Universal. I know. I just got back from Disney World and Universal, and I had an okay time. So like at Universal, it was just like awful from check-in to check-out. It was terrible. I mean, like not terrible, but like it could have been like way better. So like when we arrived, my mom checked us in, and my husband and my mom checked us in, and they were like, we had bought tickets for Universal for the park that day. So we were like, yeah, we'll just go over to the park, we'll hang out, we'll go check it out, whatever. And so we went and checked it out, and they, like I said, they checked in, and the lady was like, yeah, the park's open at these times, today and tomorrow, or like not today and tomorrow, but like tomorrow and the next day. And then when you come back, you'll get a text, and we'll just have to reactivate your room keys, and we'll be done. And I was like, cool. And I was like, okay, that sounds really easy. I was like, whatever, because I get like not wanting like having your room key not activated until you're like ready to check in. I get that, because like what if the room's not clean, or there's somebody like in your room that has a late checkout or something. I don't know. So basically, we go to Universal, we hang out, and then all of a sudden, not like all of a sudden, but like then we get our text, and we're like so excited to get check in because we've been in the car for 14 hours. And in case you weren't aware, I live in West Virginia, so like a normal drive without stopping to Florida is 12 hours. You cannot go 12 hours in a car without getting gas, so you have to stop. And I don't know about you all, but like pee breaks as well. You have to stop. So in total, it's about 14 hours. It's really not that bad. We've driven it several times, so I feel like I'm a little biased to saying it's really not that bad. But just a side note, I'll get back to like what I was building yesterday, because there's a point to me telling the Universal Disney World story. But the landscaping I thought was absolutely genius. I was so like excited. I was like, look at me, I'm a queen at landscaping. But anyway, I was like, we were so excited to go back to our rooms because, like I said, it's a 14-hour drive. And we get there, and the guy's like, can I see ID? Yeah. And so, like, I had to go get my mom, like, has a wheelchair, like, that she's, like a scooter that she's riding around because she can't walk, like, that whole distance. Because she was, like, hit by a truck and stuff. So, she can't walk that whole distance. But so she has a scooter that she rides around in Disney World, and she got one from Universal. And so we get there, and he's like, I need your IDs. And so like I had to go out of line, go get my mom's ID. My brother's standing there. The guy's like annoyed because like we're already checked in. We've showed our IDs. We've given credit cards, even though it's all paid for, because you have to pay for Disney World and Universal before you arrive. And so, I give him his ID. He's like, okay, we need a credit card. For what? Like, it's already paid for. I'm like, and I literally told him, I said, why are we checking in twice? And he goes, well, the card was, I was like, that's not my problem. I said, we gave you, first of all, you have a credit card on hold. You have a debit, they're debit cards, but like, you have cards on hold from when we paid for them. And then, when you have a card, you got an opportunity to have them again when we checked in when we first got here, because you had to put a 1 penny hold on them. Like, my bank really despises when you like scan a card like that multiple times. Like, it really, really despises, hates this. It like it'll lock our cards, and then it's like a whole hassle to get them unlocked. And like, dude, and I like try telling, it's like, well, we need, and so like I go get my mom, and my mom's like furious, and so she told him, and she's like, well, we can't give you, she's like, I paid for my room, this is ridiculous. She's like, whatever. And so there's a whole fight about that. And because I don't trust people, I don't like to leave my stuff. This is just the start of it, by the way. I don't like to leave my stuff, like, just leaving out. And they were just like, the bellhops, like, they'll get your stuff if you just leave it here. I'm not leaving my stuff next to the door. Like, I don't trust anybody. I'm in a new place, and I don't trust anybody. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not leaving my stuff down here for God knows when you're gonna, like, bring it upstairs, besties. I did have trouble trying to figure out this living room situation. I finally figured it out, but it took me a second because I made the kitchen a lot bigger than what I was planning. But, like, I like the idea of having a big kitchen and more of a smaller, like, space for the living room. I don't know why, but I just preferred it that way. But anyway, and so I was like, whatever. And so, my brother stays downstairs with me, and so, like, we see 2 bellhops, and, like, this guy that's in, like, a different color outfit, but he's also standing with them, so, like, I don't know if he's, like, a manager or something, and they're just standing there laughing around doing nothing, and I said, and my brother and I, we've been standing down there for 20 minutes, and, like, who knows when they were going to bring it up if we hadn't started moving, but we had decided that we were going to take our stuff for us, because, like, screw that. And my mom's like, well, that's just what they do here, come on. I said, I'm not leaving my stuff alone, like, I'm not doing it. I don't trust anybody. Because we got 2 separate rooms, my husband and I, and then my mom and my brother. And I'll get to this too probably, but I'm, like, still getting over, like, a sickness. And, like, we're not still getting over it. Like, I got over my first sickness. And then I came home with another one. Like, and so now I'm trying to get rid of it. So, like, I'm still coughing, and the coughing is, like, much worse than the one that I had before, so, but anyway, and so, she's like, that's just what they do here, the bellhops, or whatever, and she's like, we'll have to tip it. I'm like, no, I'm not leaving my stuff, and I know I keep saying that, but, like, I'm very persistent, I'm not leaving my stuff down here, and so, finally, after 20 minutes, and then, like, my brother and I see them messing around, not doing anything, not doing what, like, they're supposed to be doing. Like, this went on for, like I said, a period of time before, like, we were fed up and just watching them do nothing. We just started taking our stuff upstairs, and the guy literally chased us down the hallway. He's like, no, I got it. And I was like, okay, fine. But, like, and I told him, I said, I'm not leaving my stuff down here unattended. Like, and he's like, well, what? I'm like, no, you won't watch it. Like, I'm not leaving it unattended. And that's just, like, the brink of it. Like, there's a lot more to it, but, like, that's the check-in, and then the checkout thing was my mom had called. The thing, well, like, the 2 things that really pushed everybody over the edge was my mom had called the morning of the last day in Universal to book a restaurant for dinner and for breakfast or lunch or something like that. And so she's like, oh, no, you don't need reservations. And she's like, are you sure? Because, like, I heard these places are hard to, like, get into, like, especially at night and stuff, and there seems to be quite a bit of people here. She's like, no, you don't need reservations. First place, we didn't need reservations for lunch. It was fine. Like, it was mobile ordering. It was easy. It was good. So we arrive to the second place for dinner, and she's like, oh, you need a reservation. And she goes, what? And she, like, has a conniption because, like I said, she had called. And, like, granted, I think the conniption is warranted because, like I said, she had called and she was told, no, you don't need a reservation. And so, yeah. And my, like, mom was, like, upset, and she was like, so now what am I supposed to do? Come to find out, like, if you stay at a certain resort in Universal, you get, like, express passes. You can use those express passes so you get priority seating. Nobody said a word about it. Nobody. So that was another thing that, like, really upset us, is that, like, there's more to these express passes that we don't know about, that we could have used, like, in this opportunity. And she's like, oh, I can't get you into 7:45. And then she, like, this is how she said it. Well, I'm doing you a favor by even trying to work you in now. Oh, that sent my mom in a full-on rage. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I know a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but, like, I think the conniption was warranted, especially, like, after that comment. Like, my mom, like, was annoyed because, like I said, she tried to do the thing and called to be like, hey, can I make a reservation? And she was told she didn't need one. And then we show up to eat because we had heard this place was good. And, like, all of a sudden you need a reservation. So, like, yeah, when you're told, like, this is how it occurred. Like, when I remember the girl that I told you that said that we could check in, and, like, that we were checked in, all we had to do, well, she was, like, come back and, like, renew our key cards. Wrong. The time she gave us for when the park opens, wrong. And she wasn't the only one that gave us wrong times. Like, every single day we were told wrong times. Every single day. And then she told us our express passes were our keys, or, like, our tickets into the park. They weren't. They were not. I was so upset. Like, and then, like, the people at the park, I said, we were told that these were our tickets. I said, the guy over here says, like, they're in an email. He said that this was the email we had to use. And so I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like, we've been told wrong several times already. And I said, we've had enough. And the guy was like, well, we'll just see if this is the right email. Why are you yelling? Like, why is everybody so rude? And it was like that. Like, you run into one nice person at Universal, and, like, it's just all rude. Like, you just run into rude people after rude people. I feel like now I've gone on a tangent, but, like, I haven't told the internet this yet, so, like, I haven't streamed yet because Twitch was down yesterday. So, like, yeah, like, I feel like I need to get it out. But the thing, like, after that reservation connection, we went, so my mom's on a scooter. For, like, the last 5 days, they've helped back her off of the boat, because we had to take a boat to Universal. That was the only way to get there, or you could walk, but it was like a 10-minute walk, and I wasn't walking 10 minutes like that. So we, for the last 5 days, they've been backing her off because she's not. No, she's not. She almost fell down the stairs the first day because the guy wanted her to try it by herself, and then that was the end. She's like, for the last 5 days. And then the guy, get this. So get this. The guy's like, ma'am, I can't help you, back off. And my mom and I have a full-blown, like, another, like fit. Because we were like, what? And I said, for the last 5 days, they've been backing her off because she can't reverse. She nearly backed herself off the freaking stairs the first day. And he's like, ma'am, I can't touch you if you're on it. And I was like, whatever. Because Mom was like, you're not going to let him do it. I said, well, he's just standing there with his arms crossed leaning against the boat looking like he ain't going to do nothing for you. So I guess I'm doing it. Because I was fed up. The restaurant thing annoyed me, and I had enough of people. Like, Universal definitely was not it. It was just not it, like, for a number of reasons. We can go into those for a later date. Like, if you want to, like, debate Universal and Disney World with me, but, like, Universal was just, like, I would go back for the rides, but, like, if I had to choose between the two, I would, like, hands down pick Disney World. But, that's another story. But we had a connection, and then, like, the guy was, like, he touched her. Oh, my gosh. So, like, I was backing her off, and then he all of a sudden grabbed her, and she's like, don't touch me. Because she was, like, fed up and annoyed by the whole, like, last 5 days. And he's like, ma'am, you were about to, she's like, don't. I wasn't about to fall. My kids have got me. Like, she's like, I was perfectly fine. Don't touch me. And it was a whole thing. And so, like, we, like, took his name and stuff and whatever. But, like, yeah, like, it's just, I know this sounds like a big Karen story, but, like, you've got to understand, like, this. It was a hot mess. But anyway, yeah, so, like, I don't know. I don't know if it was just the time of year and people were just annoyed, by just, like, the holidays, or, like, they were annoyed by the amount of people, because I guess this is, like, the busiest time of year for Universal, from, like, what I've gathered. But yeah, so, I would recommend Disney World, but, like, back to the original story before I went on my tangent. The reason why I brought it up that I just got back is like I felt inspired to build like homes and like things based off of Disney characters. And my build last night didn't take me very long. Side note, you realize that I've almost finished this build and I don't have a bathroom in it. So like that's what that side piece is there. And we haven't talked about the whole build this whole time, but it's fine, right? But by Disney characters. So watch out for that. I have the first one done. I feel like this one was the easiest thing to build. Like it just came to me, so I was like, I'm gonna build it. And it didn't take me that long to do either. Like I spent like an hour, a little over an hour on it last night. And yeah, so you'll see that here in a little bit. My chair's still squeaky. But I very much like this build. You'll see me change it, what I did here a couple times because I just wasn't content. But I hope you all like this build too. It didn't take very long. We said like an hour and 5 minutes, I think is what it timed to. But I think it looks really nice, especially like with all the rocks and stuff. I don't know. I just really like it. But it's up on the gallery, as you can see. You can see my gallery name is just The Spark. But yeah, so I will catch you all next time. Bye.